It's a wave that missed a quickie, oh yeah. I've been chatting with a new friend lately. Occasionally, this person has recommended something to me which worked for him in a given situation, or he told me he thought things were this way or that. Frequently, these were things which had failed me in the past or had failed others I've known. When I pushed back a bit, I met resistance. That's understandable. I didn't challenge him with data or facts. Our discussions were personal and purely anecdotal. Initially, I thought we disagreed about the specifics, but then I realized that our differences were more systemic. I mention this because it's the same underlying problem I encountered frequently when I was religious, what I call the problem of cookie-cutter people. Holy books are a kind of owner's manual. They claim to know our origins, creator, purpose to some degree, and then propose a system of living which will either bring happiness in this life or secure salvation in the next, sometimes both. You just follow the rules, without exception, as exceptions challenge the value of the system and the underlying claim to knowledge. Yes, we are all very similar. We all evolved under similar conditions and require certain things: food, water, shelter, air. Some say love. Psychology works in large part because we are so similar. But there is also tremendous variation caused by all kinds of things: genetics, parental nurturing or lack thereof in early childhood, basic nutrition, head injury, etc. Growing up Mormon, where the rules really are followed with a zealous rigidity, I saw no interest from anyone in either embracing our individuality or responding to those who didn't quite fit in with the empathy such an awareness naturally inspires. Instead, those rule breakers who ventured outside the system were viewed with suspicion, contempt, and fear. For me, the path was clear. Follow the rules. Go on a mission. Get an education. Get married early and bring God's Spirit children into this world, as many as possible. That, I was taught, would lead to both happiness in this life and eternal salvation in the next. There are two problems here. First, this path will not bring happiness to everyone, or perhaps even most. Some people don't want children, for instance, or need a partner. Some people should never have children, let alone a boatload of the little monsters. But the bigger problem is that all prescriptions for human happiness and success ignore human individuality and variation. What makes you happy might make me miserable. Worse yet, such thinking will inevitably lead to those unable or unwilling to conform being looked down upon, or seen as a threat to the system, in some cases an existential threat in need of obliteration. We are not cookie-cutter people. We just aren't. What works for you won't necessarily work for me. There is no secret which will unlock happiness, success, or riches. No one path which, if followed, will inevitably lead to bliss for all who take it. Finding out what works for you is the more important task. Though even this provides no guarantee of anything beyond self-awareness. And if you're like me, self-awareness is about as ugly as it gets. I'm me. Thanks for watching. Last week, my therapist asked, "What's your greatest obstacle in life?" I had to think. Money? LA traffic? The hours it takes to make myself even barely presentable? My inability to find true and lasting love? Penis envy? Therapists who ask questions instead of just fixing me? But then it hit me. There is one thing standing in my way like no other. Okay, not Starbucks per se, but gourmet coffee in general. Here's why. $4 per cup equals $1 per video. For years, I've asked you folks to forego just 1 cup of gourmet coffee 1 day a month in support of this show. But how could you? You folks are addicted to the caffeine. A girlfriend of mine didn't drink coffee, but she had to have a Coke every morning or she'd get a caffeine withdrawal headache. That was a revelation. Check this out. At Target, you can get a 12-pack of 12-ounce cans of Coke for $4.99. If you need 2 cans to get through a non-coffee day, you're looking at just 83 cents per month. Better yet, 300 extra strength Excedrin is less than $20 on Amazon. That's less than 30 cents per month. I don't want you folks to suffer. Headaches suck, I know that. I'm not asking for anything grande or venti. I'm just asking you, let me be your cold brew, your cafe mocha, or more appropriately, your vanilla bean or latte for just 1 day a month. Think of me as a double shot of gourmet enlightenment, the green tea of white satire, the iced caramel macchiato of weekly anti-theist content. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for me. And if you do, if you go to Patreon right now, I'll throw in thoughts, prayers, and blessings as a reward. That's no tall deal, my friends. That really is venti, and about as freshly brewed as it comes. To everyone who already knows how delicious I can be, thank you, 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 and I'll see all of you again real soon.